Welcome to the Oxford Finalist vlogs. In this week's exciting episode, we get somewhat close and personal with the Ox tweeters along with details of the Ox tweet competition. And then we have a catch up on the week events that have just passed. However, in more exciting news, the water meadow of Magdalen College, Oxford has flooded, so not only does Magdalen College have a deer park, it also has a lake, thus allowing it to keep its place as the most beautiful college in all of Oxford, in my unbiased opinion. News reporter voice aside, how are you doing? How's it going? This week has been a very exciting week because we were celebrating Oxtweet's birthday and one of the Ox tweeters, Oxford classicists, decided to make a cake for all of us, so we had a birthday celebration. The cake was delicious. Thank you again for making that. It was a chocolate moussey biscuity cake and had raspberries on top in the shape of what you guys should hopefully recognise as a hashtag. I know some of you have been following the Ox tweeters for quite some time, but you guys don't actually know who they are, what they look like, so we decided to take a group photo. Of course, not all of us could be there, most notably Eden, also known as Oxford Musician. However, I had managed to use my very strong prowess at using Photoshop to solve that problem. I feel as though she's more part of the photo than even we are. Then we come to the Ox Tweet competition, which is a postcard design competition that was advertised in this video that I did, but don't watch that right now because you're watching this video. Our details of that video, which contains details of the competition that allows you to design the postcard that we'll be sending out to hundreds of schools all across the UK and potentially have your name all over these postcards with your design so you get glory, pride, honour and prestige. And as some of you may have seen me tweet, we have had a competition entry from Russia, so that means the competition is now international. So do get involved no matter where you are in the world, whether you think you have some skills with a pencil or not. We're going on innovation and ingenuity with these designs and also just kind of creative spirit. So amongst all this, I should really be doing some work. And I'm revising. So revision in Oxford can be quite a solitary experience because you have to consolidate all of your knowledge. However, they are also running revision classes, whether run by your tutors or external from your college. So for instance, I've been attending ethics classes and history of philosophy classes, along with attending South Asia classes and comparative government classes, and then I also have international relations classes coming up in 4th week. So revising for these pretty much consists of making presentations for certain topics that have been assigned to you to talk about in those presentations. So for instance, I had to do a presentation on Indian democracy in the South Asian class, and later I had to do a presentation on globalization for international relations, and for comparative government, I believe I have to do a presentation on electoral systems or party systems. I need to check that. But nonetheless, all knowledge is good knowledge and I need to know both, so I should really just pretend I'm presenting for both topics, because I'll be examined on both topics. And in ethics we did some free will or moral responsibility, in which we went through some past exam questions, and to give you guys a taster of what a past exam question is like, I'll go get the piece of paper that they gave me. This is an exam question from 2010. An Olympic athlete does not deserve his or her physique, so he or she does not deserve an Olympic medal. Discuss. And probably a more straightforward question, if determinism is true, there are no obligations, since to be obligated to perform an action requires the ability to freely choose the action. Discuss. Now, free will is one of my personal favourite topics within ethics, and it's because everyone at some point has thought about whether all of our actions are predetermined, and it makes for quite engaging conversation. So for anyone unfamiliar with determinism, the basic argument for this, which is actually what it's referred to as the basic argument, is that you do what you do because of the way you are. And to be truly morally responsible for what you do, you must be truly morally responsible for the way you are, especially in certain mental aspects. Now for us to actually have some legitimate influence over the way we are in these mental aspects, we're focusing on mental aspects because we're ignoring the fact that our genetics, we don't really have very much control over the fact if we are male or female or have black hair, or actually we do have to control what we wear. Or do we? Yeah, so we're saying that we have some preferences, we'll call them P1, and we'll say that those preferences influence the way we are at this moment in time. But for me to come up with these preferences P1, I would have needed some other form of preferences, we'll call them P2, to help me decide and influence the preference is P1. Then of course we get an infinite regress going on, which means it just goes on and on. For me to have the P2 ones, which are now over here, I needed a set of preferences known as P3, and this can continue forever. The P3 ones should have influenced the preferences of P2 for me to actually be able to say that I had a say in the way I am and what I do. So what do you guys think of free will? Do you think that all of our actions are predetermined? Do you think that everything I am saying now has already been decided by some sort of external forces that have happened, and those causal reactions have made it such that these words would come out of my mouth and I would doubt exactly what I am saying? This is quite surreal, and that everything that you guys do after you watch this video has already been predetermined, whether you like or dislike or subscribe or unsubscribe, or don't even bother watching the video and cut me out right now. Thank you for not cutting me out right now. There are some rebuts to the basic argument of determinism. However, I'm not going to tell them to you because I thought it would be more fun for you guys to think of your own way of approaching this problem. If you'd like a better formalization, go into the internet of the basic argument. And as a little tip, think about what is actually important for free will to be of value for us and for us to have a sense of moral responsibility over my actions. If I kick a dog, is it my fault that I just kicked a dog? Am I a bad person? Or is it just completely out of my control? See you on Sunday, subscribers, and enter this competition. If not because you want pride, prestige, and honour, and because you love designing things, but play the numbers game. Because if this isn't a very popular competition, and then you'll get your name on something that's being sent out all over the country and then potentially internationally attached to a brand that is growing and growing by hundreds every single week. Well, it just seems silly not to participate, doesn't it? Hey look, it's an end screen, and again I'm plugging that competition video that details the Oxtweet design competition for the postcards that we're going to be sending out to loads of countries in the world, in schools, in the UK, and also, if you guys are revising as I am at the moment, here is the how to study video that gives my 4 top tips on how to study supremely effectively, which you should all find, hopefully, incredibly useful. Goodbye.